Hi, today we're going to talk about storing jobs on your HP printer. With your HP, you can store jobs directly on the printer for future printing. This is typically used in the case where there's a document that is printed off on a regular basis. This way, a user can walk straight up to the machine without having to involve a computer and can print directly from the machine itself. Begin by opening the document you would like stored on your printer. In this case, I have just kind of a default fax template with our logo up here in the top. After you've hit File Print, you'll want to make sure you have the correct printer selected and follow that by hitting the Properties menu. This brings you into the HP driver menu where you can make most of your print selections. Alright, the nice thing about job storage is that any print selections you make here will actually be saved with the print job itself. So maybe this fax cover sheet I want in color, I don't need this double-sided. Make any selections as needed. Whenever you're ready, you'll see this list of tabs along the top. For our purposes, we want to go ahead and hit the Job Storage tab. From here, we have some options along the left-hand side, and we want to go ahead and select Stored Job. Now, a couple other things to note. Off to the side here, whenever you store a job, it's going to display your computer's username by default. If you do not want it to display this particular name, you can hit Custom and it'll allow you the opportunity to change that name. For my purposes, having my name right here is just fine. Past that, under Job Name here, typically it's going to keep the default file name. So in this case, mine's just called Fax Cover Sheet Sample. If you would like to name it something else, you can hit the Custom button and rename it here. You finally have one further option towards the bottom left-hand part of the screen. If you would like to associate a password with this job, you are able to. Now, this just happens to be a fax cover sheet. I don't necessarily need a password, so I'm going to keep it under this None option. Whenever you're ready to save your job, go ahead and hit the OK button. And finally, hit the Print button. Rather than printing right away, this is going to fall under a folder for storage directly on your HP machine. Now that I've sent a job for storage, I do want to go retrieve it at the machine. So when you're at your machine in front of the main user panel, go ahead and hit the Print button. Once you've hit the Print button, you'll see you have a couple options here. For our purposes, we want to print from Job Storage where I just sent that file. So go ahead and make that selection. Now, when I went to go save this job, I did not create a specialized folder. In cases like that, you'll see everything fall under this untitled folder. So in order to retrieve my file, I want to go ahead and click that folder. Alright, now I'm in front of the machine and I would like to retrieve that job. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and start by hitting this Print button at the main user panel. Once you've hit the Print button, you'll see two options. In this case, since we've just stored something for job storage, we want to make that selection. Now that we are in the job storage section, I can see a folder with my username on here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now that I've checked off the box next to my fax cover sheet, I can now select the Print option from the bottom right corner. This will print your job out with the selections that you made when you initially saved it in the machine. By hitting the Print button here, I do not need to involve a computer in the future, and I'll have my job directly printing from the machine itself.